Greetings all. Again, thank you for coming. Another episode of the Art of Making, which is Adriana's Art Center's program, Art at Home. Again, I'm Yanuri. With me on the drum is Gerald. Okay, so remember our series for the Haitian folklore, which also engaging you in a series of videos to celebrate Haitian Heritage Month. It's Yanvalu servicing as a core for Haitian folkloric dance. So each time I introduce a new dance in the Haitian folkloric dance, I'm gonna be touching back on Yanvalu. Okay, so the first thing, I'm gonna start off again with a bit of a warm-up, and I'm gonna be touching back on a few movements of Yanvalu. And then today we have for you the movements of Jumba, okay, which is really agriculture. It's really rooted, it's for earth, so it engages a lot of the movement is flat in your feet, okay, and hands. So let's start off. specific part of the body. So of course you need to focus that energy into that location, from that source where the movement is coming from. This is why Haitian folklore dance, most of it is really healing, because you're focusing on different parts that may have been traumatized or not, probably also holding a very good, pleasant experience, and you want to bring that out. And if it's a traumatic experience, you want to heal that part with movement. Okay, so now we're going to work with some contract, which is here that we really need for Yanvalu, Parigol, and Jumba. So we're going to do some contracts. Going back to recap on Yanvalu, there's one movement I want to kind of like, there's a myth. So normally the normal misconception of the Yanvalu dance itself, and by the way, the rhythm can be referred to as Yanvalu, but also Dahomey. Dahomey, which is presently Benin, the people of Benin from Dahomey. So the movement, the misconception, people think it's the shoulders. The movement is not actually originated from the shoulders. The source of that movement is coming from the palm. Remember our last episode? This movement I was doing, focusing on the center of your palm, very healing with the water movement and the snake. It's not here, because after a while it gets tiring. If you focus on it here, you should focus it from the center of the palm, wrist, and it gently flows up and travels up. So it's so. Of course, your head follows the movement. So you're not really doing this. Rather, the correct way is this. Got it? And of course, other side. Recap, I'm gonna do the Yanvalu walk, then we're gonna get into today's movements, Zumba. But let me recap, taking again the Yanvalu walk. 5, 6, 7, 8. And remember taking it back. You can go slow or you can go fast. 6, 7, 8. Okay. I believe we went over the 3 classes of Yanvalu. also gonna give you one more movement, and we're gonna go today into today's segment. All right, here we go. Which is also a walk, a step that you can use in choreography to travel. 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's was over. Take it by your ear, the back of the head. Drop quickly. I'm gonna get closer to the camera. So the movement is opposite. Was, chin, the other ear. The minute it gets to the back of the head, it's a quick drop. 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 Here it is in walking. Change and do both. The back of the head, drop. Both ear, the back of the head, drop. Clarify some of the movements, but remember, every time we introduce a new movement, a new Haitian folkloric dance, I'm gonna touch back on your value. This is why it's entitled Your Value, serving as a core for folkloric dance. All right, so today, here we go. The actual movement is Zumba. Okay, celebrating farmers, that energy, Mother Earth, cultivation, agriculture, okay, and providing sustenance for the body, as well as music does provide food for our soul, for the spirit. Here we go. All right, Jad. So basic. I'm gonna start with the basic. As you can see, it also requires some kind of like classy, flirtatious, subtly, but this was the beginning of what we have affranchi. That was the beginning of affranchi, where the outside workers had their own dance, and eventually it moves into the courtyard, the ballroom. Hence, we have affranchi. So you can see the little, even though they are farmers, they are land workers, but they're very graceful. There's still a flair of flirtatious. We still have our romantic stuff going out there while working. I'm gonna do it again. really have to be in sync with the drummer. Many times things get evolved, you get very creative in the moment of doing the dance, because the drummer has an energy, and then you feed off that energy. It's a call and response. The spirits are present, that energy is present, the vibe, whatever you want to refer to. So he just gave us the cassé. So hence I have to take the cassé. Remember what I said about Haitian folklore dance? They each have their own cassé breaks, which is really a communication, a call and response. And then it's a way to also catch our breath. So here's the cassé for Jumba. So you come here, right foot forward, wipe, and then the going back is like a curtsy. Okay, so you can see the courtship in it. So this is really a curtsy. Here we go. Taking it again. 5. Hey, not more than a day, sunlight. I just compare. You must have the movement showing, depicting, working of the leg with your tool. So I'm gonna do a few of that. Okay, weeding, picking up the weeds, getting that area, that space clean, ready for the seeds. Okay, then you dig a hole. Alright, go. Your land is ready to drop and seed. Okay, here we go. What we call semer. Semer. Yes. All right, how are we doing? Good. Good. Okay, so the last 5 minutes we have shower PA, which is still, you can see the emphasis on the foot hitting the ground, the soil pounding, especially after you put your seed in. You want to make sure they tuck nice and neat into the hole, into the soil for growth. Here we go. So we're changing slightly to new rhythm. Shower PA. Go. And at this point, you have your attitude, okay? You already see, it's really a lot of the movement. And at this point, really, there's no wrong, there's no right. There's no wrong, there's no right in dance anyway. But this specific movement, you do your own stuff. You move as you please. You hit the spot where you want to hit. Okay, as long as you on the beat. So it doesn't have to be a perfect circle. Any shape, a square, straight line, however you want it. Let me see. Go. So we recap on the Yavalu movement, okay? Essentially the main movement that keeps the upper body going. And of course your Yavalu, your feet very grounded. Rarely are you on your tiptoes as the modern contemporary dance. We're gonna get to that when we start getting into things like Congo. You're gonna start seeing the shift or where the dance kind of get influenced by the French or the Spanish. Okay? So just remember your takeaway today for the Yavalu, it doesn't originate from the shoulders, it's coming from the palm, wrist, then it travels softly like the water wave or the serpent. Alright, let's do one more minute and we're closing it out, and I'll see you next time, but let's close it out. Here we go. Again for joining us. It was our pleasure, as I think it was yours to be here. So keep connected as we keep the community engaged and safe. Remember, this is a program, The Art of Making, part of the Adriana Art Center's Art at Home. I'm Yanuri. This is Gerald. And actually, I'm gonna give a shout out to the person who's been holding and actually videotaping your hands. All right. Until then, see you soon. Be safe.